Hello, everyone. This is the One Marketing Thing podcast, and today's topic is strategies for agency growth during recessions, pitfalls, and growth stalls. Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Antionette Blake, and you're watching the One Marketing Thing podcast. And you know why we started this podcast? We started this for digital marketers. We wanted to provide them with expert advice from veterans who have decades of experience. And today, I'm excited because we have one of those experts, Tony Sova. And he's going to be talking about strategies for agency growth during recessions, pitfalls, and growth stalls. But before we get into that, Tony, welcome. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, Antionette. Yeah, so a little bit about my background is I started my career as a software engineer, around 2006, I was experienced corporate burnout. I was actually working as a developer for ADP, and I literally was fired for job abandonment. So then I came back to my hometown and started doing web design in 2006. And then after that, about 2010, we started doing search engine optimization and then expanding into digital marketing, became a HubSpot partner agency for the last 10 years. And now we are pivoting to delivering our own CRM along with our services.
Wow, that is wonderful. Job abandonment, I've never heard it put that way.
It's a thing. It's a thing.
It's a thing. Okay. You just
Yeah.
walked away one day and never looked back.
Yep. Yep. Got a call or like, you haven't been in here in 3 days, so I guess we're going to let you go. So,
Oh, yeah, right. Okay.
yeah.
I'm glad you caught up to
Yeah.
that. So you've seen a lot. I mean, going through the various stages, starting out and, the job abandonment and so forth. But now, people talk about recessions, and recessions is not a unique term. It's not a new term. We've been through recessions, right? We've been through recessions, but we have to not let it stop us. We have to continue to grow. So that's why I want you to talk about, how do we continue to grow during a recession or a pitfall or even what they consider a growth stall? What are some things that we can embrace and impart on our young digital marketers?
Yeah, well, we had the biggest recession in decades, 2008, that 2 years after I started working. Back then, it was just me as a freelancer building websites. And I guess my thing was I really didn't have a choice to go back and find a job and work in the corporate world. And so I had no other plan B. I had to keep going. In fact, I actually had a job offer that I turned down when I was starting the business. And of course, everybody that's starting their businesses, you're stretching your resources, you're working hard, you're working long hours. You don't get a lot of benefits in the beginning. So the thing that I remember in 2008 was just having a lot of grit and trying to find new things that helped navigate through the waters. So at that time, it was open source, was just coming out with Joomla and Drupal technology. Before that, websites had to be updated with their by programmers. And when I found that, I just kind of dug right in, and that's what kind of propelled me forward from that point forward. So after that, and the other thing that I kind of remember was, you got to have the grit to just, believe in yourself and just know that things are going to work out, however you're going to get there. We, in the last 17 years, have pivoted many times. In fact, we do little pivots every year. There's new technology. We have AI right now we're dealing with. We're trying to figure out how to incorporate AI with our processes. We are already using it. We've re-platformed our digital marketing from HubSpot to our own CRM. For me, I was always able to thrive on the challenges of figuring out new technology, and figuring that out is how to use it to the best benefit for your clients, because there's a lot of agencies out there that don't do that. they don't really look out for their clients' best interests, and they don't. And a lot of SaaS companies don't either. For example, a big platform like HubSpot, they're just selling subscriptions. They don't care about the success of the customers, right? They say they do, but they don't have the support. And then if you need something beyond what they do in house, then they refer you to another developer. So you're paying extra money for that, and it's just kind of a messy kind of situation. So for me, for surviving through recession or difficult times, be innovative, be creative, look for new technology, new ways of doing things that other agencies haven't done before that you like doing. For me, again, I like learning about new technologies, so I incorporated that. Every agency is different, every owner is different. You might have a superpower that would really fit with your agency, and so that is really what you want to focus on, and not follow the trends or follow the
Right.
crowds, but just kind of make your own way.
Tony, touched on several points, and I was here taking notes. And today, and you've seen, we've been through peaks and valleys, and you've seen how people have changed. But being innovative and being creative is key, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, innovation, and the other thing too is I've seen a lot of agencies go too far in that realm too.
Mm,
Get too on board with TikTok or something without really having a proven, results. And it also being new, I think, not taking on too big of a bite of things.
okay.
Just
Okay.
really focusing on the nuts and bolts of what your clients need. When you're talking to your business owners, they don't understand technology at all. You're their helper to figure out how to do digital marketing and SEO and web design, because they don't really have a clue. And once you our big thing is, and I hammer this into my team, is all about support. We go above and beyond to over deliver on support. And there's a lot of agencies that just want to get big. And what happens when they get big and bloated and not deliver really good quality services is it becomes kind of a nightmare environment to work in. I've been around hundreds of agency owners over the years. I've helped agency owners, marketing agency owners that need technical support for onboarding to other platforms like HubSpot, or integration to other CRMs and other tools. So the thing about grow your agency the way you want to grow it. Have the vision of what you really want, the place that you want to look forward to go into work every day. Because I hear
Mhm.
stories all the time about agency owners just burning out, giving up, and not being able to continue doing what they're doing because they didn't do it that way.
And I like when you said, do what you do well. Don't chase after the next shiny object.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I did personally probably chased after too many shiny objects, learned the hard way, spent a lot of years and a lot of expense doing that. When it really came down to, I just follow your passion and just do what you're good at, and just get help, establish relationships with
Mm,
strategic partnerships. That was a really big thing that helped us grow. Um, and really just be a really good team leader too, and have a really fair approach to working with your team. When you're hiring contractors or working or employees, um, you know just treat them the way you want to be treated. It's kind of like makes sense, no brainer, right? So
right,
that's
right.
build it in a team. A quality team is everything. I mean, it will either kill you if you don't have a good team, or it can propel you forward.
Exactly. And in today's world, where we are separated, that teaming, that H to H, that human to human connection is not there. So that can be, a bit challenging for a new digital marketer if he's not seeing his or her, teammates on a regular basis, only through this Brady Bunch Zoom thing we call.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and differentiating yourself, like we talked about, figure out your niche. And this, honestly, niching. So marketing agencies are it's such a competitive market now compared to 15 years ago. And so the word on, you talk to anybody and they're like niche down, you gotta like specialize, you gotta, and it's true. I mean, it took years for me to switch from, doing everything for everybody to just focusing on one industry or two industries, what one particular skill set or another skill set. So those are the kind of the categories of niching. It's not just in an industry, but it can also be in a skill set, and it could be in a certain tools that you're working with, like a HubSpot partner agency or something like that. So the combination of really specializing, you get into a sub niche. And then when you're talking to your prospects, you figure out who you want to work with. Then you're saying, well, we only work with you guys, and we're specialists in this way. And the other agencies that they're talking to or freelancers don't have that same story to tell. And that's what really sells. That's why we've really focused on our niche. And it doesn't also mean that you're going to just, be turning down work. I think that's the biggest fear of new agency owners, that just taking on work.
Right.
Yeah. And the other thing that really helped figure out a predictable revenue, not snowflake projects. There's a lot of creative agencies that just work project to project to project. And I quickly found that if I did we were a hosting provider and we were doing high-end hosting and WordPress support. So the monthly revenue kind of keeps the stream so you can grow without having to worry about, making payroll next month. And that's a really kind of a nightmare for a lot of agencies.
And that also helps with when there's a growth stall, like when things slow down, because they will at some point. Every business does that. That helps, again, with whatever you're good at in your niche. Keep perfecting, keep going so that, when that growth stall stops. I mean, because everything that goes up comes down, and everything goes down goes back up, right?
Right, exactly. I mean, one of our niches in the past is commercial real estate. So we actually have had to, really try to find ways to help these guys out. Most of them are just hunkered down. Most of them are just, waiting for the interest rates to go back down. Sometimes that's, if you're during COVID, the restaurant thing that happened, a lot of agencies, really suffered, and I think a lot of them didn't make it. If that was your niche, if you just worked with restaurants, and then all of a sudden all your customers would disappear. I don't know how those particular agencies made it through, but I just know that grit and determination and figuring out how to shift and pivot and get through the stormy waters that you're in, because every agency is different, the people that you're working with, and some are harder hit than others. But if you diversify a little bit, not too much, but at least enough to get multiple sources of revenue, then you'll never have to worry about making payroll.
That's awesome, Tony. Thank you. You dropped some great gems, and it's all about the grit, right? The grit. You just got to keep on keeping on. I love that, Tony. Thank you so very much for giving us some of your expert advice, dropping those gems. Because this is a great place for new digital marketers to come and learn more. And you guys, if you want to learn more from Tony, send us an email at editor@passionatemarketers.com. Tony, thank you so much for being a guest here on the One a Marketing Thing podcast.
All right. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. And we also want to thank our sponsor, Propel. They are a unique reviews, automation, and management platform. Propel is the #1 tool that helps small businesses convert website visitors into customers.